Hello and welcome to another weekly update. It is the 1st of December, which is exciting for a few reasons. It means it's nearly Christmas. It means there's 4 of these to go, is it, until Christmas, something like that. We're well into the Christmas spirit of everything. What it also means is that we are in that between Thanksgiving and Christmas period where really nothing gets done. So this is one of those episodes where there's not loads and loads of news to talk about. In fact, there's kind of no real news to talk about, but I still wanted to kind of talk to you guys anyway. So what I'd normally do at this point is fill in with some blog posts. There's always a long list of things to talk about and to blog about, and I've got that long list. The trouble is it's kind of coincided with a pretty busy week, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And so I haven't been able to put any of those blog posts together, but that's okay. So I'm going to indulge you in some kind of fairly hyper-local information and some hyper-local news and some things for you to look at, and I'll tell you about my week. So one of the things I did this week was attend the DevelopHer Awards 2018. Now this is local to the eastern region of the United Kingdom, so it's where I live. So if you know where London is in the UK, if you go up and to the right a bit, there's a sticky out bit of the country, that's called East Anglia. And in it are places like Cambridge, UK, home to Microsoft Research are there, Google are there, Amazon are there, Arm are there. So some big tech companies. And then about an hour and a half, something like that, east of there is another city called Norwich. And that's where Modality Systems have their development team and development capability. And all of that is around 2 hours from London. So the DevelopHer Awards were for the East Anglian region. So they encompassed Cambridge and Norwich and all the surrounding parts. And they're designed to really shine a light on the excellent work done by women in tech. And there are a number of number of good awards and a number of really worthy winners. And it was a really good evening. A black tie event, very posh. There's some photos online, you can go looking. But I was lucky enough to be asked to present one of the awards, the Agile Angel Award, which was sponsored by Modality Systems and was won by Karen Altmaier, who was a super worthy winner. There's a video actually I'll link to. Modality did a blog post about it, and in it there's a video of her award acceptance, which is worth a watch. So it was a really good night out for our team as well. We had a couple of people there, a nice bit of food and catch up and everything like that. Good to see some of the other companies in the region. Like I say, there were representatives there from Amazon, from Google, from lots of other kind of good and big companies across the region. So really good night, really important night. Big thanks to Vicky Allen, who single-handedly has built a team up. This is, it's been going a number of years now. This is really her idea, and she's the driving force behind it. So, really, really good evening. Definitely a good one. If you're in the region, it's worth knowing about. If you're not in the region, have a look at it anyway. Maybe if you don't have that kind of thing where you are, maybe think about setting one up. Okay, something else that's happening in our region as well, but early next year, is the Norfolk Developers Conference. So there is a cross-platform, cross-technology group called Norfolk Developers, and we meet throughout the year, a bunch of good speakers, and every couple of years we, sometimes it's every year, sometimes it's every other year, there's a big conference, so 2-day conference, and it is happening. When is it happening? February 21st, February 22nd next year, and super excited to say I'm going to be speaking. I'm actually going to be doing 2 things. I'm speaking at let me get these dates right. I'm speaking at the pre-day, which is the 21st of February. I am running a workshop on the 22nd of February as well. So that should be good. The workshop is all about building bots. The pre-day is all about it's kind of about Microsoft these days and what it means to be a developer, on Microsoft tech. And if you're a developer and you're not, so aligned to Microsoft technologies, what does it look like now? It's very different from how it used to be. So what does that world look like? Because lots of interesting things have happened in the developer space at Microsoft, including, of course, the acquisition of GitHub. What does that mean? A bunch of interesting things. So that's what's coming up in my world, in that kind of very geographically aligned my world. In the last kind of remaining minutes, because we are leading up to Christmas, this is, of course, the first day of Advent. And so I will draw your attention to the second annual C# Advent of Code. So Advent of Code, you can go to adventofcode.com. It's a 25 programming exercises, little challenges you can do. And then there's spun off from there. There've been some kind of program specific ones, language specific ones. And last year, the C# team put together one. And so this is now their second annual C#. Well, I'm not sure it's the C# team, but anyway, it's programming language aligned to C#. The other interesting thing, though, that I will put a link in the show notes to, is this year is the first Q# Advent calendar. Q#, yes, the quantum language. So earlier this year, I think, maybe even last year, all the days they just merge into one now. At some point in the past, Microsoft released Q# as a programming language for the quantum computer age. Microsoft are making big bets on quantum computing. They're investing a lot of money and people and research and time into quantum computing. They came up with Q# and the Q# SDK for programming against quantum computers. You can actually go and look at it. It's on docs.microsoft.com. You can download sample code just like you can for any other language. And now there is a Advent calendar, which is kind of cool, and it's community built as well. So literally, if you go to the blog post now, it is still the call for content. So they've divided obviously December into the 25 days, and people are putting their names against each day to write a little challenge or a solution piece of code, and so that should be really good fun. It's cool, and it's good to see stuff like that. It's technology moves quickly, and so even when there's nothing happening, there's still stuff happening. Does that make sense? So, we're in that period of time now where there's no big announcements. People don't want to make big code changes before Christmas. It's a little bit scary, or their heads down with deadlines for Christmas. So this is always a quiet time. But actually, you just have to kind of pull back a bit and look at all the stuff you missed. I remember Q# coming out. I talked about it on one of these weekly updates, but I haven't had a chance to dig into it. So Q# is one of those things, actually, it might be quite good fun to get your head into over Christmas, because Christmas time, after you've eaten, kind of you're stuck with the family, the rubbish stuff on TV, everyone's looking at their phones. No one is going to notice if you crack that laptop out and do a bit of Q#. So that's my tip for surviving Christmas anyway. Right. I've got 1,000,001 things to do. I need to finish these blog posts. I've got 2 parallel streams of blog series, which is a bad way to do it, but and they're both super interesting, and I can't wait to get both of them out. But I just need to find some time, because in the lead up to Christmas is also obviously a busy home time. So we got the Christmas tree this morning, so I need to go and do stuff with that. I need to put up some lights and all the rest of it. So I'm going to leave you, and I hope you're having a good kind of good first day of Advent, good first day of December, and I hope you have a great week next week, and I will talk to you again next time.